Welcome, everybody, to the VAIL VRML Season 1, Week 8. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's. I am your conductor in today's journey into the VAIL ecosystem on the EU side, something I haven't had the chance of partaking in quite yet this season, but here we are, and I'm excited for a bit of a toss-up match here this afternoon, as we do got to get our names updated there. We do apologize that. There it is. That's the last game. Poise Squad and Bombers duking it out this afternoon. Bombers, a team that's been around for a little bit in this regular season. 6 games total with a 5-1 record. And Poise Squad coming in fresh to the EU region with some good hype around them as a squad. Quite frankly, I anticipate this to be Bombers giving Poise a nice introduction into what it looks like to be a team that's somewhere at the upper level of, number 3 in the EU ladder. So definitely not an easy matchup for their first game into the EU side of the VRML. And, we'll get to see what exactly they're going to be bringing out in terms of strats, how they're going to be looking on their aim, all that kind of stuff in just a few moments. I'm giving the 30 seconds go ahead to the team, so we should be starting into our first map of the afternoon shortly. But again, you look at the history, and Bombers definitely have more experience. It's the unfortunate reality that there's not a ton of teams on the EU side, and so when a new team joins, there's kind of a only so many teams that they can be matched up against on that ladder. And so you can see there, even as a new team, they're 14th. Hopefully we'll see an increase in that EU region. If we can do a global finals next year at a convention, I'm sure that would be exciting. And that, no guarantees by any means. But if this year's event goes well, then maybe we'll be able to do more for next year. That's the hope, at least. But regardless, it'll be a interesting matchup, and they're certainly coming in focused with all of their names in sync and coordinated. I don't know. I'm curious to see as I do just take a look here what the first map will be, and again how this Poise Squad is going to be opening up things in these early hours for me, but late hours for the EU fans. And do bear with me as I have to jump in. to our match for round number 1 on Miru. As we do get into the rounds, Bombers on the attack here. Pushing forward aggressively to be well in control, and a little bit of a attempted night fight unfolding there, it seems. As Poise survive their first defensive set, and it does come down to Vinto alone in a 1v3, the opener. Going to Poise as Prodigies finds the final kill. Not how I saw that shaken up. Oh, I have the... Yeah, Poise is on attack, excuse me. Bombers are on defense. The attacking round goes... Sorry. I got my names mixed up there when I had to swap sides. But a early opener for them. And now they're going to try their hands over at A. Defensive smoke comes in that disrupts. Another nade coming up over the top and another defensive smoke. They will be able to get the scanner there. And Wabu does catch one with a nade over the top. Does a little bit of damage. Gotta be worried about the counter frags coming through though, and as the smokes dissipate, the angles open up and a nice connection from Billiam. Up through the middle. Toggle looking for some kills as well. And they'll go down to Finto and the AK. Flash is coming through in the duo in a 1v3. Swinging to the site. Wabu catches one, but will go down into a 1v2 now. With Sir Ultimate tucked in, their head exposed for a fraction of a second there. And Wabu almost connects, swings wide to catch Finto on a nice transition. And now knows the 1v1, it trades, and it goes to the Bombers. Just barely, but this Poise squad coming in strong. And it was interesting when I saw the connoisseur votes, the votes on who is going to win this series. There was a decent amount of votes for Poise this afternoon, so I'm sure the EU side of the community knows their community well enough to know that these players on Poise are obviously skilled enough to go up against a team like Bombers, who's 5-1 so far in the region. Nice pickup from Miru. They'll be flashed, and that nade gets bossed, but they swing wide for another connection. Lap finds one as well, and Poise are getting picked apart as Poggle's alone in a 1v5, and they'll get flanked by Finto. Now Bombers are starting to get into a bit of a rhythm. Two stacked on in rapid succession there. And it's their ultimate flying the plane. They gotta land it. They've certainly taken off and are in the air, but can they land the plane on map 1? 2-1 lead on bomb site, not bad. But Poise squad have been doing a good job of contesting, far better than I anticipated for a brand new team into the VRML. Will pop out. Oh, look at this buy with a quadra kill. A massive swing out that connects with 4. And the praise coming in. What a play from my... Wow. A massive pop out, a late stage peek at the backside. disrupt this Poise squad offense, and they'll continue to find kills. Looking for 2 here. They do get their second, but Billiam with a refrag. Some control. There's a second from Billiam to even things out into a 3-3. A side in control. Scanner going down. Smokes in place. Mid control into the hands firmly of the defense as Bombers are on the retake. Nades and utility coming up over the top. Ebro does push forward. Billiam goes down. A nice refrag from Prodigies using the smoke again to their advantage. 20 seconds left. And the defuse is going out, but they're going to bait it. There's 1 kill. Shots coming through. The pistol comes out for the push. Time ticking. 10 seconds left, and they connect on the pistol. The replays today are out of control in these final rounds. 3-2. And this series may be far closer than I anticipated. Maybe, I guess, again, kind of this, I've seen folks in chat saying this team's good. An 8-5 prediction is coming in from one of them. Grenade doesn't connect. Does a bit of damage onto Billiam. Swing out for a double from Ebro. They get flashed and blinded that slows them down, but a huge swing there. And bad timing for Ebro as Wabu is able to get at least 1. Turns it into 1v3, and A side is open. The retake is here. And there's a double kill connect that comes in from Wabu to make it a 1v1. What a series we're into this afternoon. Some wild moves. And Wabu with a slice of health going up against a full... Oh boy. Loppin' alarm. I don't know if I got that name right, but they will get the swing right. And the final connection coming in solidly from Bombers. 4-2. Defensive half. A little bit in their control as the praise comes in. Quite the series. And if Bombers weren't focused at the start of this one, they are now, with how hard this Poise squad is contested. And after a couple of attempts at A, they'll go back to B, where they've had mostly success, minus, of course, the quadra kill. And the flash won't connect. They're learning. Good adjustment from Billiam to be ready for someone in that corner, but they're not ready for this corner. Mai has corners for days as they swing out for... They're the one that found the quadra here at B site last time. And now it's all up to Wabu, who goes down. And a little bit of theatrics, baton twirling from Mai that gets Bombers up 5-2, and they're all flying. They're all bombing. Mai's doing some pottery over there on the side as we get in to round 8. Things settling in for the Bombers as Poise squad again go back to what has worked in most cases for them. Uh-oh, but there's Mai, and that time they don't get the quadra. They'll go down a little bit faster. Prodigies picks up the double. And Scanner is going to be going down on site. This is going to be a tough retake for the Bombers here, and it could be a 5-3 half. With how this defense is set up, Lap swings for 1, but Prodigies picks up the second, and a 3-2. Mid-site going to be on the menu for the retake. His ultimate finds 1. Nade's coming over the top. There's a frag coming in from Wabu. Ebro able to pick that refrag up, and it turns it into a 1v1 again. As Prodigy tucks into an off meta corner, the swing out from Ebro connects. Do they have the extra kill count? I don't think they do. They have to push in and defuse here, or interrupt, excuse me, and they will have time. 10 seconds left. And the Bombers will scrape away with a 6-2 half here.
We're switching sides.
Just barely, but they get it. And we swap sides. Poise go on the defense. Bombers on the attack, and Well, they got to be feeling good off of that one. Closer and closer to that series point. As we get into the reset of economies, the pistol round here for our opener. Doesn't mean utility's not on the menu, as you're seeing plenty of it come in. A bit of a counter smoke there that does catch Pinto into it. And there's a nice bit of working there from Oz inside the smoke. They'll pop out to catch Ebro as well. And in this fight, we have an all-out exchange over B. Laps or Ultimate catching some frags to even things out just a touch, but the Bombers still have control of site. It hasn't been pushed in entirely. A good flash there disrupts things for a brief moment. A counter flash that comes in. And there's a headshot from Prodigy. There's a second. They find the third. No, they can't. Mai survives in the 1v1, but just barely. As Bombers tack on another point. Making it 7-2 in this first map. (9-5) Miru win. 9-3 Sunna win. 9-8 Poise win. Interesting. Oh, and a nice bit of aggression from Oz. Finto and Ultimate not ready for that to have to become an anthem here, and they may not be ready for this flank that Oz is pushing for. Oh, they weren't ready. Ebro does push forward, and the timing is just right where Oz able to catch Lap on the backside. Billiam picks up the double, and just like that, things start to go the way of Poise. A very close pistol round. The rifle round goes a bit better, and now we start to settle into a bit of a rhythm with utility. Definitely going to be seeing a... We'll see if the disruption is going to occur. Information getting gathered by all the noise here. Shots go off at B site. Poise, Oz, Babu, everyone picking up kills here, except for up to the center is Mai. Finds some good frags. Can they get the third? No, they can't. Prodigies is there. And Ultimate's alone without scanner in a 1v3. Sir Ultimate, sorry. I apologize. Ultimate does get the scanner. Has utility around to scavenge, and a smoke no less that could enable them for a rotation to A site. 50 seconds on the clock, so plenty of time to work with. And you can see there is a read coming in here from Squat Poise. They are somewhat anticipating this rotation, but they didn't quite catch it in time. As the scanner goes down at A site, the 1v3 is on. There's a lot of angles that Sir Ultimate has to be worried about as they fly out. They'll catch the triple! And Bombers take it to map point off of Sir Ultimate. Massive clutch kills coming in. From these teams today, using the using the scanner as cover. Insane series. Bombers definitely stepping up to the task. Counter smoke there, anticipating aggression, as Bombers definitely have a plan in mind for this push. Ebro doused in smoke, comes flying out at A site. Shots ring out. They'll connect with one. The whole entire team on a rotation here from Poise, though. They will be defending A site heavily. 3v2 now. As the fight up the center goes the way of Bombers. Map point coming up. 9-5 was the prediction in this half, and it's going to be a 9-3. Map 1 locked in by Bombers. And I'm seeing some good celebrations, some good dances. The Bombers flying their plane around after a successful opener here on Miru. Means we have Sunna and Kitty left as our options on the table. And we should be hopping into map 2 pretty quickly. I don't imagine there's going to be much delay, but I think if you look back at this from the Poise squad side as a brand new team, maybe not again necessarily brand new, but you know, to the VRML, to be going up against number 3 in the region and to be contesting as well as they did, it's a fantastic start. It's a very good start for them in that region, and quite frankly, they're you know, if they can find a map or not, they can contest as well as they did the rest of this series and in the other maps. I do think there is potential for them to be in the top 8 in the EU region when it comes time for that postseason. So definitely a strong opening, to say the least. And like I said, interested to see what we got on these next few maps. The series is by no means over yet. We still got 2 maps left. We will watch all 3 of them. And right now, I believe we are doing some side swapping. So we'll preemptively do that on our side. Because Poise will be starting on attack, I believe, and Bombers will be starting on defense. No, now we're swapping again. And Poise are on defense. Bombers are on the attack. And we should be good for our second map here soon enough. Everyone giving the thumbs up in the lobby. And again, a shout out to everyone tuning in and hanging out and enjoying the action this afternoon. A big shout out to AX Labs for sponsoring the VRML and providing us with that 10,000 in cash prize pool. It gets divided amongst the regions. We haven't announced those divisions yet, but it's still a tremendous amount of cash getting tossed in, and we really appreciate that. As we do get ready to dive into our second map of the afternoon, not where I necessarily anticipated us going, but we are headed to Kitty for map 2. I thought we would go soon. I think every series I've jumped into soon has been second. And you should see Kitty drop in here as what could be the series decider for Poise squad. Oops, as I now have to swap teams again. Because it is Poise on the attack and Bombers on the defense. Turn on all the lights and whistles for everybody. Forgot lasers the last round. We'll have them on this round. With our pistol opener here, Poise barreling into the side. A nice swing from Prodigies. They'll connect with 1. The rest of this team flanking back, and a nice refract from Finto here. Barreling forward onto the side, and there is Oz and Wabu. Oz goes down. Wabu has to push out in a 1v3. Scanner did not go down. B is well defended. And there's 1. 2 more to go, and they're not ready for Finto on the short corner. Bomber is high-fiving off a successful opener, and they'll go into a 1-0 lead here on map 2. I think the prediction for Kitty from a Daxian chat was a 9-8 Poise win on Kitty. But they were thinking it was going to be a 3rd map when the series wasn't necessarily on the line. So curious if that's still going to be on the menu per se. That's a smoke trying to stall out the team from swinging too heavily up towards B. of teamwork will find the opener they need to be able to push up towards B site. Nice flash there that comes through. On the backside, though, the swing out and it connects. Lappin finds one. Looks for more. They won't survive for long there as the pinch from Billiam comes through. The retake up through the middle gets denied by Wabu, and a double kill comes in.
Started.
As Mai picks up one with the SMG, the 1v2. Scanner down, B-side on the retake. There is a rifle there for them to scoop up if they do so choose, but they're not going to grab it. They're going to rely on this SMG in the short quarters, and they are going to swing to that backside. They'll find one, looking for the transfer to the second, and they connect on the headshot. With 15 seconds left, they'll get the scan off, and a little special fancy work with the knife to secure it.
Scan interrupted.
Fantastic clutch triple kill there from Mai in the final moments of that round. They really have, and that's the third clutch that they've come through with today in this series. That is impressive. And the team, rightfully so, celebrating with some good shanks to the head. Couple of knives to the head to celebrate, as you do. Could have ourselves another mine. They swing out for one. Do get shut down from going any further, and the swing back from Billiam will deny Mai from wreaking any more havoc. Finto, however, catches two. And do go down finally, and B site not on the menu today. Billiam and Oz here. Ducked in over at A, being threatened by Ultimate and Ebro, and down they go. Bombers in full control of the series, at the very least their defensive half. Going up 3-0 on Kitty. And I do see some people as surprised as I was about the Kitty pick for map 2. Some expecting it. I don't know that that's where Surlton wanted that smoke to necessarily land. I think they wanted it to cover that line of sight. That Finto is now checking, and with no one here, all signs point to the team being somewhere else, and Finto at least finds one. Down goes Poggle. And Mai swings out for a double. Make it a triple, make it a quadra kill again. Mai. Another clutch. If there is ever a series for them to be playing good in, it's the one on stream. I mean, wish we had caught all of it, but we at least got the final two. It was the same play that got shut down on the round before. So it's surprising that it's successful a second time, but hey, try and try again. It didn't necessarily fail the second time. It did work out. But this move, this exact move right here that we're following Mai on, this is what they did. They actually went around the edge a little bit farther, pushed forward. And the shot's ringing out up through the center. Well, the team's not where Mai is this time. Flash comes out, dodging the smoke. Can't dodge that one, though. Positions will be given away relatively, and as they pop out of that smoke, they'll get punished greatly. Lap and Ebro cleaning things up on the Poise side. A good nade there. He actually catches Ebro a bit off guard as Wabu comes barreling out through that smoke. Lap will finish things up, though, and Bombers trying to take a perfect half. 5-0 in map 2 here. I think a bit more of, quite frankly, what I anticipated to see. between a brand new team and a team that's 5-1 so far on the season. I anticipated this, you know, Bombers finding these opportunistic quadra kills and big plays, and if anything, again, more impressed by Poise when they do challenge and can't contest. They've gotten a plan or two so far on their attacking set, but it hasn't been nearly as good as map 1 was for them. Fine, a bit of a different spot this time. They've got corners, though. They've got corners to pop out from, and they'll be successful with at least a double. As the rest of the team comes back to reinforce. Odds is all that's left. A 1v2, though, which is manageable. They managed to take the effective rotation here to battle the 1v2 one at a time. And that's the start. Lap goes down. Ultimate almost gets caught out. SMG in the hand is Oz. Pushes up for the 1v1. 45 seconds left. Where is Scanner? Is the question. Ultimate certainly knew where it was as they were defending that back corner for a reason. They'll catch the final attacker. They'll put another point into their pocket. They'll go up 6-0 on map 2. Press. This Poise squad has not learned. And my continues to be a devastating threat to this Poise team. As Ultimate will clean things up, but my had done the damage. And my upset they stole the ace from him at that stage. The whole team putting blame on the Ultimate for winning. More hot goss from the chat coming in from Adaxi, who's been a source of good info so far today, as is a bunch of folks in chat I've been reading. Saying that Kitty is very one-sided, and that certainly could be the case, as we're seeing Bombers really do well on the defensive side here this afternoon. There are maps like that in other VR esports as well, where you really just need to take 1 or 2 offensive rounds to be able to be in contest for the map for that map. But as Poggle goes at it alone, they're gonna have a hard time battling back the duo push. And I mean, the 1v3 was possible for sure.
We're switching sides.
But it's a perfect half. 8-0 for the Bombers, and as we swap sides, they're a point away from taking this map, locking in a series win. And we'll still go and play that third map out. But rank will be guaranteed positive for Bombers and negative for Poise. Full press. With a nade, a double from Prodigies. That shuts down the advancement entirely. Puts things back in control for Poise squad, albeit briefly, as a few go down on defense. Mai continuing to be a force to reckon with. And the scanner will go down. The push from Wabu. The refrag, the double from Lap. They're looking for the third. Can they find it? The 1v1 to clutch it up. They have a slice of HP left. The scanner has not gone down. There's a minute left. And Lap is barreling through. They hear Prodigy's on the other side, and now it's ringing around the rosy. Prodigy's pops out, and the series is not done just yet. Poise will battle their way for a bit longer. Every round's going to be like this from here on out. Every round is map and series point for Bombers. Every round is must win for Poise. And they at least have started strong. With a very big pickup there. In their pistol set that almost went terribly wrong with Lap picking up that double. That's the question right now, because Bombers are trying to draw attention to multiple different perspectives here. They've already done a great job of distracting and drawing up through the middle here, but a site seems to be in their control as Ebro finds one, a vital pickup. And look at this, suddenly we're on a bit of a reversal of positions as Billiam, typically where the attackers would be, and Ebro and Lap typically where the defenders would be, and Ebro pops out to get rid of Billiam and lock in the series and the map. A 9-1 kitty, map 2. And not exactly what was predicted. You can't be right every time, okay? I know it's hard. The connoisseurs certainly are feeling good, though, as most of the votes went in towards Bombers this afternoon. But a bit of a more impressive performance from Bombers' side that time. On map 2, and now we see what we get for map 3. On Sunna. I do think there's some opportunity for Poise to bounce back a little bit there, but I feel like Sunna can be dominated by utility. So I guess haven't seen a ton of frag kills coming in so far today, but I do feel that could change here as we do get into our final map of the afternoon. And heading into soon. Quick 1-2 coming out here from Bombers. Again, to be expected in some cases. As I was saying at the start of this series, it's a brand new team in the Poise squad side. Going up against Bombers, who are 5-1, now 6-1.
Round starting.
And so no easy task there. But they definitely stepped up to it for that first and even second map. Contesting hard, really just kind of maybe being overwhelmed by some unique spots there from Mai in particular. Really having a strong KD on that series, but they had a strong KD, like I said, all series, really map 1 as well, not just that second map. Anywho, into our first round of Sunna, and this push coming into the side. A 1-for-1 that leaves Finto trapped in smoke and up against an entire team. Mai swings out for 2 though, and they'll finally go down, not before the rest of Bombers make their way up to the site and defend. It's their ultimate taking off and bombing in this third map. on the backside. Sir Ultimate will shut down what was a well-prepped Poise squad to push into the back of B. And that may be one of the harder things as a team. You are, especially a new one, if you're familiar with winning in public lobbies, I mean, maybe it's not as likely, I guess, but the odds of a coordinated flank hitting your push are not necessarily as likely. So they may just not be used to having to watch for those flanks. You will see most teams that are in that first, second, third place, they do allocate certain players to defending from flanks. Maybe that was the case, and it was just a solid move for Ultimate, who knows. But either way, an advantage finally into the Poise squad side, as they do get some nice setup here on B. And they have the strats, to be honest. They know where the utility needs to go. As Oz catches the ankles of Sir Ultimate. Does put things into a 1v3. Lap's going to find their third. To make it 4-0, the pinch there from both angles. Fortunately, shuts things down and gets a point from Poise. I think it hasn't been 9 unanswered points, so only a few points in a row for Bombers since they've gotten back on the board, but at least they're on the board early here instead of in much later stages of that map like they were in map 2. I'm seeing a chat 30-minute series. Yeah, it was. Series was won in 30 minutes as map 2 here unfolds, and Ebro gets caught out by Poggle, who's patiently waiting into that tight corner. The rest of this team, though, is pushing opposite side and being picked apart a bit. Wabu and Prodigies now are alone as Poggle goes down. Lap been a huge force. They pick up a double and end their life. A great hold on site. Could have been a little momentum, a little 2-2 momentum into Poise squad side, but not quite. Bombers maintaining the lead. Poise have a nice setup here. Ability is where it needs to be, but there's one key element. It's over the top as they defend this B site and shut down the advance with a little help from the rest of the team, but nonetheless, a 4-1 lead here as the Bombers are completely taken off. They are in full flight. The squadron. The Poise squadron being shot down. Timely retake as Ebro's already here, and the flank is coming in from Sir Ultimate. That is just good coordination from the Bombers side, and it's obviously communication on their end. You know, as soon as something happens, the team is shifting when they need to. They're finding the kills they need to, obviously, to enable those shifts as well. But they cannot find a way through this Bombers defense. And, well, they haven't really been able to most of the series, other than map 1. Trade up the middle puts us into a 4v3 in favor very much of Bombers. Again, the rotation, the frags, the full swing from the team to support and reinforce. They're 6-1 in the first half, 1 point away from going 7-1, 2 away from finishing, or 3 away from finishing the series here with a third map in their pocket. I do appreciate everyone stopping by, tuning in, and enjoying the action this afternoon. Please do hit that subscribe button if you do like what you see. That made almost catches Ebro out. More of this, obviously. We have a few weeks left of the regular season, and then the postseason, which will be tournaments and single elimination brackets and stuff like that, so you're not going to want to miss that action. Well, to hold things down here. Sir Ultimate cannot find any more kills than they have already. Ooh, there's a good smoke that should deny.
Started.
Positioned a little. Yeah, there's no one here to really act off those smokes, though. It doesn't shut down any scanner plants, and a 2v2 retake that doesn't look very good. Uh-oh. Could look great here. Last one. There's 2 out in the open there. Down goes 1. Last has a 3/4 cover, but they will get picked up by Prodigies, and Prodigies with a slice of HP left stays tucked in. All it takes is a touch from a nade. As they do move up here, they'll catch the kill in a trade, and they'll get the point. 2 on the board. Off of a clutch. 1 for 1. And we swap sides. Bombers going on the attack. And still 3 away from locking in this final map. Needle through the smokes. Prodigies will catch them in their nade, in their web, but on the backside, another smoke coming out that's denying Prodigy's vision. And Lap will be the threat, of course. Here comes Sir Ultimate. They've been connecting with their headshots a lot today. They're looking for the final one. As Poggle is alone in a 1v3. Scanner going to go down on B.
Started.
What a nice smoke that detonates, obviously a touch too late to be as effective as they were hoping, and Mai will finish things off. 2 more rounds to go for Bombers, and they've got themselves their third, but again, a hard-fought, a full series truly coming in from Poise, a brand new team to the EU region. For them to compete as well as they have been, it is, again, exciting, because I do think they're going to be a squad that's going to be a serious contender, at least in the top 8. Be interesting to see them play here for the rest of this season. Big frag there. That does come in from Ebro. As Poise, Wabu gets shut down up through the middle. B site does open up. And I do feel like rotating from A to B is a little bit tougher, which is what is in order for William and Poggle. Saw the head of my there. They'll get caught out. 2v2. Still utility left on Poggle's side, but the swing from Sir Ultimate will shut things down. Sets them up to be one away from locking in map 3 now. A big pop out there. Poise finally opening things up with some early frags. Lap is alone in a 1v3 and Scanner down. Interesting bit of information given away there. As they're going to fall out and catch the head of Poggle. A great read. Swinging, not ready for the double there as Poise stay alive. At the very least, minimizing damage done to their initial placement. Because the more rounds they win, the better for them. Still doesn't mean they'll get any rank up, but they will minimize how impactful the loss is. Bombers clearly trying something. Good timing. I like the read coming in from the Bombers, trying to anticipate the rotation from Poise, but doesn't quite work out, and Poise survive the push on A and catch the B mid. That was a good strategy from Bombers, though. But even better read from Poise to be ready for that push out through the mid. Very well done. Very much the play there. Poise again at the advantage. Oh, and it's all about timing. As Lap almost gets caught out on the swing there. Oh, and this is a big move coming in. That could pay off for this Bombers offense. We'll have to see, though. Patience is going to be the key for it.
30 seconds remaining.
At this stage, they're very much being drawn in to this fight up the middle, and Scanner does go down at A. Really good move here from Finto to rotate all the way around. And Poise are on the retake. We've seen retakes be successful for defense more often than not, I feel like. But Lap catches one, a 1-for-1 there, puts it into a 1v2 for Finto. Make it a 1v1 as they catch Oz, keeping most of their HP. Time 6 down, and they swing out to their death. Billiam survives, and this is now, in this third map, it's not the not the right map, but maybe we are headed to a 9-8 for the final score line of this third map. 9-3 map 1, 9-1 map 2 for Bombers. But they struggle to lock in their final offensive point here in this series, and maybe now they'll lock it in going into round 14. Getting closer and closer to this map slipping through their fingers. They do not want that to become a reality. And Poise are really doing a nice job of stepping up to the challenge of having to win every round from here on out. Trade keeps things dead even. That's the key pickup they need. Oz is alone, and they'll go down, and that's the map. Locked in by Bombers, 9-5. This series, locked in by Bombers. And, well, a fun one to tune into, to be honest. Some great plays that came in from both sides, and I love to see the contest coming in from a new team like Poise to be able to go up against Bombers like they did. Very impressive. Very impressive indeed. Happy to tune into the action here this afternoon, but it was a fast one. Only an hour in change of EU action for us this afternoon. I may hop into another VAIL match. I was going to say tonight, but there isn't any high-ranking ones. Sunday. I'd like some help, to be quite frank. Fierce and Wrecked, Global Dystopia, and 8 Basils are Touchgrass and Summit. We've had an 8 Basils cast or 2 and a Global Dystopia cast. Wrecked has had a cast. I'd like to see how Fierce does. And I think I was going to do a Touchgrass game, but haven't yet. So, thinking between Wrecked and Fierce or Touchgrass and Summit. I'm looking at the votes. I'm looking where people are. Looking at the connoisseur votes too to see, if people are split. But yeah, always appreciate the community on helping me out, helping the casters ultimately decide on what we're tuning into. So, anyway, a quick shout out again to our sponsors that include AX Labs for coming in and providing us with 10K in prize pool in cash to the champions. We really do appreciate that support. It's a tremendous amount of support coming in from them, and they're a fantastic developer. They've been able to get us this casting client back and working where we're able to jump into casts like this. And so again, we really do appreciate them and everything they've done for the VRML in our first season here. Very excited for VRML Con, which you can buy tickets to right now by going to vrml.com/VRMLCon. That is also supported by the VAIL devs. So again, we really appreciate them. We're also sponsored by ProTube, if you don't know it. A fantastic stock option that helps stabilize your aim in any of your favorite VR shooters. I have my stock here. You can get a discount by using code ILOVEVRML at checkout. We're also sponsored by HyperX. You can get a discount for any purchase in North America by using code HXVRML24. And that's it. I really do appreciate everyone stopping in, hanging out. Hit the sub button if you haven't. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the stream this afternoon. But until next time, stay classy. VAIL VRML is brought to you by XLab, Exclaim, Helga, the esports manager, HyperX, ProTube VR, VR Cover. Thanks for watching VRML.